takes it in overtime. Brady can chop, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon, and I am your host tonight. Ottawa took on the Toronto Maple Leafs in a massive game. Every game between these two teams in the Battle of Ontario is always a big one, but for Ottawa and their playoff implications, it's massive. With a win tonight, Ottawa would only find themselves 3 points out of the final wildcard spot, but with a loss, they would find themselves 6. So needless to say, Ottawa needs to win this one, just like every other game the rest of the season, but they have to win, because Ottawa, they got a gift. The Boston Bruins beat the Pittsburgh Penguins today, giving Ottawa a chance to sneak up closer in the playoff race. But before we get into the game recap, a couple of things. Firstly, today is our 10th year anniversary. That's right, April 1st, 2013 is when Sens Talk was born, and that was 10 years ago to the day, a decade ago. It's unbelievable how far we've come. The fact I'm still doing these videos, it's all because of you and your support of the last decade. I'll put a link in the description below. Earlier today, I put out a great video, over 13 minutes long. I think it's the best video we've ever uploaded. It's my favorite video, no doubt, where I thanked you guys and I went in depth about how much Sens Talk and your support and everything means to me. So if you're interested in watching that, I highly recommend it. It's our best video to date. You get to watch some old clips of me back when I had my buzz cut haircut, which is definitely interesting. Things have clearly changed. But if you wanted to watch that, link in the description below. I'd highly recommend it and appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to Doodlin Daryl for this awesome shirt, the Who Wants It shirt. But you can see it on the screen here. It's a custom shirt for Sens Talk's 10th year anniversary. It has Sens Talk on the back with the number 10. Awesome stuff. Highly recommend you check out his stuff. I'll put a picture of his Twitter account on the screen right now. Go give him a follow. Once again, thank you so much, Daryl. This gift really means a lot, and I'm going to definitely wear the hell out of this in the upcoming summer. This shirt will be on me every week, guaranteed. So thanks again. Now let's get back into the game recap. Ottawa takes on the Leafs. Samsonov for Toronto is in the net, and Matt Sogard for Ottawa. Let's get to the first period of play, and after 20 minutes, it's 0-0, but Ottawa gets a power play in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the period, and Ottawa didn't score, of course, but just like we saw in the last game against Toronto, Matt Murray knocked the net off the moorings a couple times, and, you know, it happens once, okay, it's an accident, you know, can't control that. When it starts happening every game, multiple times, that's no accident. I don't care what any insider or reporter says. That's no accident. Look at your screen right now. You're telling me Samsonov accidentally pushed his arm through the net to push it off the moorings there? That was all accidental? I call BS. It should be a penalty. The refs let the play continue for 25 or so seconds after the net was knocked off the moorings, killing 1/4 of Ottawa's power play, essentially, until they whistled it down with about 11 seconds left. And I'm not even upset about the power play, you know, getting kind of drained there off that non-call when the net was knocked off by the refs, which, by the way, I don't understand why they took so long to blow the whistle. They were literally staring at the net, and Ottawa had possession too, so it really makes no sense. But more importantly, this is a consistent thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Once again, if it's a one-time thing, whatever, right? Whatever. It's one game. This has happened multiple times in a span of 2 weeks. This is no accident. The NHL has to hold Toronto accountable for this. This is not even my bias. I saw people on Twitter from other fan bases saying the exact same thing. This is a consistent thing from this team, and frankly, it ruins the integrity of the league. Toronto has to be held accountable, and they have to be held accountable now. But let's go to the second period of play. And 90 seconds in, this is where Toronto would take advantage and run with it. 90 seconds in, Nick Holden knocks the puck with his glove right to the front, in the middle, out front of the net to Bunting. 1-0 Toronto. He rips it glove side. And look, Nick Holden, you got to know better than that one. You're a veteran defender. You've played over 600 games in the National Hockey League in your NHL career. You can't be batting the puck right down in front of the net, right in the slot. You just can't be doing that. 14 minutes later, with about 6 minutes left in the second period of play, another Holden turnover. This one not as much because of Holden. It's a routine play. He knocks it off the boards, but the Toronto Maple Leafs intercept the puck, pass it out front, and Ottawa is scrambling. Holden as well can't recover to protect the front of the net. Nylander takes advantage, and Toronto strikes again. It's 2-0, and Ottawa, after a hell of a start in the first period of play where Ottawa outshot the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second period of play, Ottawa only got outshot by 11-10 in the second period. They were really playing toe-to-toe with Toronto, but Toronto is the one with a 2-goal lead. It's 2-0. And then 4 minutes later, this is kind of the nail in the coffin, essentially, for the Ottawa Senators, a real ball breaker. 18 minutes in, with about a couple minutes left, so Horna, with his first as a Toronto Maple Leaf, makes it 3-0. You probably want to save here from Matt Sogard, blocker side, but the Leafs had 6 guys on the ice here. It should have been a penalty regardless. This goal should never have happened, and it did. And it's another missed call by the refs. Real shocker, I know. And once again, I'm not going to blame the refs for the loss. At the end of the day, the Sens didn't score, right? But at the same time, the penalties and the missed calls certainly did not help. For example, if Ottawa had another 30 seconds on that power play when Samsonov accidentally knocked the net off the moorings, maybe Ottawa scores there. Once again, it's no guarantee, but you never know. And the same thing here. Let's say Ottawa gets a power play in the last couple of minutes of the second period of play, only down by 2. They score a goal. It's a 2-1 game, one of the third period of play. Completely different games. So, not going to blame the refs, but they certainly did not help. But let's get to the third period of play. And for some reason, Matt Sogard, it looks like he's hurt, did not return to the game, was not even on the bench. Cam Talbot would start the third period of play. And Ottawa, like I already mentioned, would not score in this third period. With 5 minutes left, they would empty the net, as essentially the season is on the line. They have to win this game. And with the net empty in the last 5 minutes, firstly, Jake Sanderson, Vezina Trophy winner in my opinion, he should be. Big stop, really diving to put his body on the line to stop the puck on Leafs empty net chance. But Ottawa, whenever they got possession back, and by the way, they emptied the net without even possession, so Toronto killed 30 seconds right off the bat when the net was empty. But Ottawa, when they got possession finally, every single time they dumped it in. And I don't understand why Ottawa continues to dump it in and dump it in and dump it in when you got guys like Giroux and DeBrincat and Sanderson and Stützle and Tkachuk. These are some of the best, zone entry guys in the National Hockey League. If you look at the statistics, Giroux especially, it makes no sense to be dumping it in and dumping it in and dumping it in so often. It's so stupid. And all you do is you kill more time. You give the team that you're playing another opportunity to clear the puck out, and you just turn over the puck. Why gain possession of the puck to give it right back? It makes absolutely no sense. But with that, that's it. Ottawa falls to Toronto 3-0, and now that puts Ottawa in a dire situation for their playoff hopes. Ottawa must win out, frankly, to have a shot at even maybe getting in a playoff spot. Even if they win out, it's no guarantee. They'll have to get help from the teams ahead of them, which is Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and now Florida, who's in that final wildcard spot, 6 points ahead of Ottawa in that final wildcard spot. However, Ottawa does have a game in hand on them, which is tomorrow's game against Columbus, who, by the way, sucks. They got pumped tonight, 7-0 to Florida, so hopefully Ottawa can take advantage of a quote-unquote easy opponent in the Columbus Blue Jackets. We also play Florida once, so if we can win that game tomorrow and we can win the game against Florida and win out, maybe we can sneak in, but I'll be honest, it's looking very, very slim right now. It's not looking great. And the next loss, frankly, for the Ottawa Senators essentially guarantees their elimination, unfortunately. I'd say the magic number for their elimination is 2. Because Ottawa right now is 6 points out, but if we lose tomorrow and Florida wins, Monday or Tuesday, that's it. That's it. Because 6 points could turn into 8 points with a loss tomorrow and a Florida win. So realistically, Ottawa has to win out to have any chance. It's unlikely, but Ottawa has overcome even worse odds before in their franchise history. So I'm never putting the light out until the clock strikes midnight. So we shall see, but it's looking damn dire right now, I'll be quite honest with you. Here are some positive notes, though, to end the video. Firstly, Jake Sanderson, with the absence of Hamnick, of Jacob Chikrin, and Tom Chabot. Half the career games in Ottawa's blue line tonight came from Nick Holden, 647. The other 500 or so was distributed between the 5 other defensemen. It's unbelievable. It's insane. But Jake Sanderson, because of the massive absence of NHL veteran guys in our D-core, Jake Sanderson casually played 26-38 tonight, which is absurd. That's Tom Chabot type stuff. He had 6 shots on goal, got power play 1 opportunities, 2 hits, 2 blocks, just absolutely elite. I don't understand why Jake Sanderson is not in the Calder conversation. This guy, I don't care if he wins the Calder. I don't care if he gets the most votes. I don't care if he's even not in the top 3. He is the best rookie in the NHL right now, without a doubt. I don't care what anyone says. If you watch Jake Sanderson on a nightly basis in his own own zone, the defensive zone. It's flawless the way he can protect the puck and exit the zone cleanly, and offensively as well. He's really starting to round into form. Almost scored a goal tonight as well. Samsonov robbed him. So Jake Sanderson has been fantastic this season, better than we ever could have imagined, and he should absolutely be a part of the Calder Trophy conversation. It's a damn shame that he's not. Now the last thing is Ilya Samsonov came over from Finland to Belleville, the AHL, in the last couple of weeks. He made his first AHL start tonight against the Toronto Marlies, and he got a win. Belleville took down the Marlies 4-0 as Ilya Samsonov made 41 saves to keep Belleville's playoff hopes very much alive. So a great AHL debut there for one of Ottawa's best prospects, Ilya Samsonov, potentially the future net. And a huge performance there for him and the Belleville Sens, who desperately need to keep on winning for their playoff opportunity to stay alive. But Samsonov, 41 shots, unbelievable. He stopped all of them, and I've always been a fan of his. He had put up some great numbers there in Finland, and I am really excited to see him and Sogard battle it out for that number 1 position for years to come. Besides that, I will see you all tomorrow when Ottawa takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's on Sunday, tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It's a must-win. If they lose, it's basically done. So let's avoid that with a win. So besides that, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Go Sens, go.